Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Jay Sargent. And yeah, great. Hey, welcome to Dynamic. And this is our very short, highly informative, hopefully inspiring agent introduction. I'm Jay Sargent, and I am with Vice President Heather Tufts. And I'm not going to do anything quite yet because I want to do a proper introduction of Heather, and then I want her to share some very powerful and important information with you. But since this is your first night, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to begin with a little presentation that we like to share with everybody and get a nice view of it, full screen. And then Heather and I are over here. Good, move us over. So we are Dynamic Script, and we believe that we are the future of fundraising. What we've done is taken something solid as a rock, something that has been shared and used to help nonprofits and 501c3s and charities for the last 30, 40 years, and we've taken advantage of the digital age and put it on an app and combined it with a beautiful business platform that in 15 minutes you're going to know all about. I think this is the great treasure. I think this is the way to go. This screen right here, how would you like to do well while doing good? Isn't that really truly all of our dreams? We are entrepreneurs. We are creating great things in the world, sharing great things. We're doing great things that create wonderful impact on our communities, our families, ourselves. But isn't it the single best thing in the whole wide world to do something magnificent, something in the process of creating abundance and wealth for our family? We generate even more abundance and wealth for the world. Tonight, you're going to see how to do well while doing good. There is a sector of our society, some of you may be experts in it, and some of you may be brand new to this, but they are the caretakers. They are the 501c3 or the 508. I have a 508 now, but they are the nonprofits. They're the charities in the world, and they are wonderful human beings drawn to their work because they either care about humanity in general or they get attached to a cause that really matters to them. And the cause can be spreading the gospel, the cause can be aiding and abetting veterans, the cause can be fighting a dread disease, helping battered women, funding underfunded schools here in the LA area, a big, huge issue. And so these are people who wake up early, go to work, stay late, get underpaid, and yet they persist because they're the people who help the people who fall through the cracks. There are 1.8 million charities in the United States, and unfortunately, in the last decade, it's always been hard to raise funds, but in this decade, they are grossly undersupported and underfunded. And we believe here at Dynamic that we have a solution. So check it out. I think you're going to love this. We have a campaign that creates 4 wins concurrently, all at the same time. A win for the charity, a win for the donor, a win for the retailer, and a win for us, the agents, the angels who bring the angels support. That's us, agents. And so, of course, our highest priority is serving the charity. That is definitely priority number 1. So we start with it. We're offering a charitable organization. Remember, they're underfunded, undersupported, not a lot of money there. So we're giving them a program that is no cost to the organization. They don't have to buy books or popcorn or candy or cookies or batter or whatever. No upfront inventory. It's a completely digital campaign. And I guarantee you, when you bring it to the world, if you choose to help us bring it to the world, it's a really fun campaign. We serve the charities in 2 ways. Number 1, there is this magnificent app, and we put the app, we customize the app. Our technology team customizes the app so that on every single donor's phone, there is the logo of the charitable organization, which is like really super cool. The donor makes a $25 donation, They do that every week. They do way more than that all the time. But this time, when they donate $25, they are giving $10 to the charity automatically. They're getting the app. They're getting their hands on the customized app. The charity gets $10. They get $10 back to incentivize them to use the app, and $5 goes for the maintenance of the app. When we run a charitable campaign, and you're going to hear from Heather tonight because she comes from this sector and is going to share a wonderful story about a campaign that she's generated for a nonprofit organization. But those $10 bills add up, of course, so up front there's all that money coming into the charity. But this is the best part. Those of you who have ever raised money, and I've raised a lot of money for charities, from basketball teams to church to our local school system here on the west side of Los Angeles, you run a big campaign. It's either a gala or a bookmobile or it's a Halloween event, and you work like crazy and you get 30 to 50 volunteers together and it raises money. Yay! And when it's over, it's over. It doesn't raise another dime. Here we have a program that raises money up front, but because the app, whenever anyone buys anything with the app, they are saving money. I'm going to show you that in a minute, and they are automatically tithing to the charity of their choice. This is the world's first ongoing, sustainable program for charities, nonprofits, 501c3s. This is really, really fun to present, and it's just going to get better. And I think I might have you trying to get on. Let's see, let's go find Diana. I think we might be able to find her now. Uh-oh, there. So trying to get on. I can't seem to scroll through here. I don't know why. It's just you and me. I go to participants and I don't find our pal, Diana. I don't know where she is. Okay, that's okay. We're just going to have you right now, Heather. So I have Heather Tufts. She's from the Bay Area. Is that correct, Heather?
Yep, that's correct.
And Heather, just before you comment on the powerful effectiveness of this program, give us a little bit of your background, please.
Sure.
How did we meet you?
I actually love telling this story. And first of all, Jay, thank you for having me on tonight. I'm really excited. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So a little bit about how I actually started with Dynamic is that I have my own foundation. A little bit of my background is that I have been in the education field for quite a while and just started my own foundation. But then just seeing it, I was able to onboard my organization with Dynamic, and I just saw it was such an amazing tool and resource for so many others that I started to refer. And then I realized, wow, I could be an agent and I could do this in such a manner that is so rewarding, because I know that I'm helping other organizations, because we're all struggling. We're all trying to write grants. We're trying to do all those fundraisers that Jay mentioned. And so one of the greatest things is to be able to say, hey, here's another platform, a platform that keeps giving ongoing and doesn't take as much energy in ongoing revenue. So it's a little bit about how I started.
Heather, before you go forward, and I want you to share a story about a campaign that has touched your heart and has made a difference, but you might as well just share very, very quickly, when you were presented this and you were on the other side of the desk, you were the charity, did it immediately make sense to you? What was your initial impression?
Oh yeah, it definitely made sense to me right away. And part of that was just similar to what I just said, in the sense that being able to have a platform that you could share with your donors or your members that are already engaged in your campaign or in your foundation, nonprofit, schools, whatever. But I knew I could take this to them, and that would give them another avenue to support us, and not just to replace how they currently do it, but one more avenue. And also I realized that there was that other component, that there's a lot of people that want to donate and want to give, they just might not have the means. And so by being able to give them this option, they now have the means.
Wonderful. How was your campaign before you shared the new one?
You mean my foundations campaign?
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. I had, we launched slowly at first, and then we realized we needed to launch a lot larger. And that was what I learned before going into working with other nonprofits, is that don't take it slow at first. It's really exciting. But ours is doing really well. Every month, getting a check is one of the most amazing things. It helps with the operating costs, and then it helps with so much more as it grows.
Wow.
It's been one of the most exciting things every month to see that come in.
Perfect. So Heather, I asked you to pick, of the many things you're doing, one that had the most emotional impact for you, for the world, for the charity. What have you got for us, Heather?
So this one, there's a lot you can choose from, and this one's very near and dear to my heart because it has, my background's education, and this is an education foundation. And you think, there's a lot of decreased funding, and this one actually is in a very small rural town, and population is about 800. They bring in kids from 3 different communities, and it's all this one tiny school. And the school has lost a lot of their funding, which means they lose a lot of their extracurricular activities like music, like sports. They don't get to go on field trips because they don't have the funds to do it. So what does that do to our education and to those kids in that community? They don't have as much access. So this foundation was designed for that purpose, is to really give the extra oomph to the school and to these kids. And so last year they were focused on music. This year they had some really bad news, and they realized that the school might actually close, which then means that kids might have to travel up to an hour each way. So 2 hours a day on a bus.
Wow.
Would you want your child to do that, first of all? I would not. There's so many other things they can be engaged in. And so the town has rallied a lot around this issue and this concern. And Dynamic is a really amazing way that we were able to bring to them some other platform, to where it's not just, they've been like running their wheels within the same small town asking for money. And of course they're going to give and rally, but how do you tap into something outside? And Dynamic allows them to do that. They can share it with their friends. They can share it with their family members that don't live in the town. It has been so amazing to see the growth, and for us to know, like Dynamic and myself, to know that we're supporting this small town and we're supporting the school from not closing. That's like one of my most favorite organizations.
Perfect. I just love it. And so how many months are you into this?
This one's about 6 months, about 6 months in.
Great.
Yeah.
And you're creating funds for them?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I have to tell you this, we did a launch party. It was so much fun, an app launch party. And I have to give a little kudos to Mr. Bannister. He's another agent. He's been super helpful in thinking about inventive ways. So we did a launch app party, and it was in conjunction with another smaller restaurant that was starting to open. So they gave free pizza, and people came in. And we just shared with them about Dynamic and the purpose of downloading it and for what the cause was. And we did what's it called? Oh my goodness, what's it called? Like a drawing. Yeah, like a drawing. So every time somebody bought a membership, they actually got a ticket in the drawing. And so we had like a massage, we had a gift card from the app. And so every time somebody bought a membership, we would like yell and say, oh yeah, another one was downloaded. It was really fun and exciting. So that generated a lot of momentum and energy, and just being able to say it's okay to share it too. So there were people there that bought 2 or 3 different apps to share with their family members. Beautiful. It was really cool.
Heather, how many nonprofits are you currently working with, bringing on board, in the pipeline, setting up, getting the company to customize their app? Tell us, just give us a ballpark figure, what kind of effect this early on.
So I have about, I would say in I have about 15 to 20 right now. And it's crazy in the last, like, I would say week to 2 weeks, it just skyrocketed. It was really fun and exciting to talk about all these. In fact, today I just onboarded a new one, and their focus is it's for endometriosis. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but it has to do with females. So, and her energy and her excitement, and it's a national organization.
Wonderful.
Yep.
So you are all going to get to know Heather, because Heather is one of our leaders, and also coming from an educational background, she's really helping us create this phenomenal training track so that as we grow, we're such a baby now, but as we grow and bring new agents like all of you tonight who are brand new, we have this wonderful training track. But Heather just created a brand new tool that I'm very excited about, and I really appreciate having you, a new friend, having you on our team, the idea that you have 15 to 20 charities that you are working with, and building an organization to get even further outreach. It's pretty thrilling stuff. Thank you so much, Heather.
Can I share one? I have one more thing really quick. One more thing.
Sure.
One of the most exciting pieces was that when this organization got their first check, when they first got their first deposit, their excitement level skyrocketed. It propelled them into this whole other level of sharing the app, sharing the membership. It was so funny. They called me and they're like just saying thank you, and I can't believe this is happening. So I just wanted to share, like, that's one, as an agent, that's one of the most rewarding pieces, is to be able to have that next few steps, and they'll keep you updated. Wow, we raised this much. Anyway, sorry, I had to share that. It was so fun.
Yeah, so fun. Well, people probably, it sounds so good. It almost sounds too good to be true that it's going to be ongoing. If you've been in this world, you know nothing's ongoing, and this is pretty new and innovative. And so that's exciting. Thank you for sharing. Let me just finish this up. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
So we talked about the 4 wins. And of course, Heather and I have focused exclusively so far on serving the charities. But we create 4 wins. The second win is for the donors. And obviously donating to something that blesses you and you want to bless them back is a reward in and of itself. But what makes, again, dynamic, novel, and innovative, totally modern, is that this is give and get back. Because when our donors buy the things they're going to buy anyway, you're going to buy groceries, you're going to buy sneakers, you're going to buy linens, you're going to go out to eat occasionally. When you see the retailers that Dynamic has signed up and gotten to tithe, give money back, it's going to blow your mind. So when our donor gets that app and they buy through the app, they instantaneously get money back. And as they're getting money back, this isn't discount, this is money back. As any place from 2 to 15%, the app basically is set up so it's a 50-50. The donor gets 50% and they automatically tithe to the charity. It's the most extraordinary experience, and the app is brilliant. You know, I'm a software developer. You don't know that, Heather? Not me, but I didn't develop software, but I launched the first chain of software retail stores in the world in 1981. And I love software, and I know a good app versus a bad app. This is an elegant app. It's brilliant. It works immediately. You go any place in the world. You're at Old Navy. You're at my favorite, Banana Republic, and you just type in the number of the purchase. It creates a barcode. Beep, beep. It goes in. You get money back, and the charity gets money. It is absolutely brilliant. So for the first time ever, give and get back. Now let's talk about the next. This is pretty thrilling stuff. I have to tell you, and I know Heather experiences the same thing. I am bringing on the same number as you are, Heather, about 15 to 20 charities I'm working right now, and I'm working with veterans and quadriplegics, of course, school systems, sports teams of every kind, advocates for kids in the inner city, just everywhere. We are everywhere. Archdiocese of Minneapolis, Olympic Committee in Denver, everywhere. And this is the moment where the charity kind of goes, whoa. It's a highlight moment. These are a sample. You're watching for the first time. These are a sample of the retailers that Dynamic has signed up to support the charities. So you can go to Target, Walmart, Amazon Prime, my personal favorite. Every day somebody comes up the driveway, brings me something. It's Christmas every day, Heather. It's just
yeah, so fun.
I know I pay for it, but it feels like Christmas. Best Buy, Gap. You can see this is the second page. Old Navy, Marshalls, Dell Computer, Morton Steakhouse. We took a potential client to Morton Steakhouse the other day. So anyway, it's pretty impressive. So what the retailers have joined us because A, they're human beings and they want to give back. But B, they want to generate goodwill. They want new traffic. They want a modern digital footprint. They feel the thundering hooves of the disaster that was Toys R Us. We now know that brick and mortar alone won't do it. So they came to us. We went to them and said, we have a platform. Will you give our charities and our donors money back on the spot? And they said yes. So when people are at Walmart and Target, they're buying with the app. They're getting money back and they're tithing automatically. And we are adding retailers. We already had the largest grocery group in America, which is right over here, Walmart. But the second largest, we just added the entire Safeway Corp, which goes from my hometown of Boston, Stop and Shop, to out here, Albertsons and Vons and Ralph's and whatnot. We already have Whole Foods. So it's pretty exciting stuff. So I just want to briefly to talk about you. We're bringing something wonderful to the world, and we're really getting paid well for it. We get paid two ways. Number one, I think first and foremost, to attract charities, to generate successful campaigns, the kind of work that Heather does so brilliantly well, the kind of incredible experience that she shared with the group helping the kids keep their school open and getting them resources. This is what we do. We get paid really well to generate successful charitable campaigns. And if you want to get a little bit more ambitious, we give you an opportunity to build an agency, just like a real estate office. And the more agents you have, the more charities you can touch, and we will pay you handsomely for developing that agency and training that agency to bless charities. So if the work that you just heard about here moves you, if you're inspired by this, you're our kind of people. We'd like to get to know you. We'd like you to join us on Thursday night to get a little bit of a training. We're going to have Diana Rosenberry. We're going to have Jim Rosenberry on our Thursday night call. They really are amazing people. We're going to share with you some ways of understanding how much potential here there is for you. Most importantly, somebody bless you with this link. Get to the person who put you on this call. And if this is intriguing to you, we're here to give you the answers. We've got, as I said before, an absolutely impeccable, stunning A to Z training system. You don't need to know much about this, but all you need to do is have an emotional connection to this and a desire to be abundant. Heather, thank you so much. I think this went really well. You did great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really fun.
We're going to invite you back when you've got 2 more campaigns cranking. Is that okay?
Okay. Sounds great.
Cool. Awesome.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay. So I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to leave the meeting and say goodnight to everyone.